After a sensational win yesterday for Pablo Castrillo and Kern Farmer, it's time to focus on the GC battle. Ben O'Connor was able to contain his rivals yesterday, but there'll be no hiding on today's brutal final climb, the Puerto de Ancares. Today we know it's a tough finish, very steep. There's another 3,500 metres of climbing like yesterday. Every day it's been between 3,000 and 4,000, so it's hard, but we're going to hang in there and give it our all. Primož Roglič will no doubt make a move today. Sepp Kuss says it's strange to be competing against his old teammate, but the defending champion is hoping to get the better of the Slovenian and everybody else on the final climb.
It's different racing against him after being teammates for so long, but yeah, that's how cycling is. Eventually, people move on to different things, and yeah, in the race, you know, we're competitors, but yeah, it's always friendly. A climb like this is pretty simple, just super steep, and you just need the legs. But yeah, hopefully can go for it today.
There are plenty of contenders for the overall podium, and Richard Carapaz, currently fourth in the standings, knows that today is absolutely crucial. It's going to be a tough final climb with some steep gradients at the end. I hope to be up there with the best guys. It's a very important day, and we have to be up there to stay in the fight. David Gaudu has been searching for his best form for more than a year, but the Frenchman's looking solid at this Vuelta, only 1 minute and 15 off the top 5. Today's an uphill finish, and I think that's where we'll really see who are the best climbers at this Vuelta and who's feeling fresh after more than 10 days of racing. I still seem to have a bit of energy left, so hopefully I can have a good stage. Stage 13 is 176 kilometres with almost 3,500 metres of elevation gain. There are several looseners along the way, but it's all about the final climb. 7.5 kilometres at 9.3% with sections at up to 15%. This is a proper leg breaker.
We've had a very, very active start, a large breakaway of 23 riders out front, and they've been working very well together. They've had great cohesion. Of course, there's been action and riders wanting to try and go for the King of the Mountains points.
It quickly became apparent that there would be 2 races today, one between the breakaway riders for the stage victory and one between the GC contenders. The peloton allowing the 23 leaders to open up a big gap. Wout van Aert was up there in the green jersey, but the Belgian was actually also collecting polka dot points over the early climbs. He snaffled 8 in total to become the virtual King of the Mountains, as well as the leader of the points classification. There were no shortage of strong men up front, including 3 from UAE Team Emirates, Soler, Vine and McNulty. Schmidt, Campenaerts, Woods, Asgreen, Oomen and Turns were also part of this group, who soon led by over 12 minutes, with the nearest man on GC over half an hour down on the red jersey of Ben O'Connor. The day's winner was somewhere among these 23 riders.
Inside 48 kilometres to go from the front group of 23 riders. Victor Campenaerts the first to try and almost make a breakaway from the breakaway.
Campenaerts was followed by 3 men, Van Aert, Schmidt and Simon Guglielmi. Caden Groves had also made the breakaway, and he was scrambling to close the gap before the intermediate sprint, but this pace was proving too much. Guglielmi and Groves both going backwards. The front group eventually swelled to a dozen, with Campenaerts dropping and others taking his place, including the UAE trio Oomen and Woods. Back in the peloton, Movistar had decided it was time to up the tempo a bit on behalf of their leader Enric Mas. Van Aert completing the day's principal mission, 20 more points to tighten his grip on green. Onto the penultimate climb of the day, the Puerto de Lumeras, which topped out with just 20k to go. Up at the front, Soler was keeping everybody on their toes with a series of attacks, although he was unable to open any significant gaps. The Spaniard was overhauled by Van Aert before the summit, the Belgian simply untouchable today in his pursuit of points.
Oh, crash! Crash with one of the riders, one more rider down. Jay Vine is back on his feet. This is McNulty, who is just being helped out of the bushes, having crashed on that corner. He's being helped to his feet and helped back to the road.
Disaster for UAE then, but luckily both riders managed to finish the stage. The 5 remaining frontmen hitting the final climb: Van Aert, Soler, Oman, Woods and Schmidt. Schmidt was the first to attack, but the Swiss champion was soon caught and passed by his Canadian counterpart, Mike Woods, gunning for glory. The 37-year-old had soon opened up a 30-second gap. The peloton also reaching the climb, with Red Bull Bora Hansgrohe taking control. Danny Martinez doing all sorts of damage and shattering this group. Woods was soaring away to victory, but further back, the red jersey O'Connor was in a world of pain. Roglic taking over in the GC group, with only Mas and Kuss following for now. O'Connor had already dropped around 30 seconds, and his losses would no doubt be heavier at the finish line.
A rider who thrives in the Vuelta, thrives on these steep gradients. And on stage 13, as he takes a look over his shoulder, Mike, there's no one behind you. A wonderful performance. Another Vuelta stage victory, and it's the Maple Leaf that's victorious. Mike Woods, the Canadian champion, wins stage 13.
Woods reigning supreme, while Roglic emerged as the day's big winner on GC, finishing solo and putting time into all of his rivals. Woods taking his 3rd stage victory at La Vuelta, following successes in 2018 and 2020. At 37, he is the 4th oldest stage winner at this race and achieves his objective of winning in the Canadian national jersey. A first Grand Tour triumph this season for Israel Premiertech.
Oh, I'm on cloud 9 right now. Yeah, my big goal was to win a race with this jersey. I've had a tough season this season with illness. I've had a tough race in terms of bad luck, a lot of mechanicals and crashes at mistimed moments. So this is a big moment of catharsis, a big release. The pressure's been building, and to get this win now, I'm on cloud 9.
Woods winning by 45 seconds from Schmidt, with Soler taking his third place of the week. Roglic led in the GC favourites, finishing 35 seconds ahead of Landa, almost a minute ahead of Mas, and 1 minute 55 clear of O'Connor. The Australian's lead is down to just 1 minute and 21 seconds now over Roglic. Meanwhile, there are just 19 seconds separating Mas, Carapaz and Landa. It was an excellent day for Wout van Aert, who increased his lead in the green jersey competition to 112 points over Caden Groves. He is also our new King of the Mountains, leading Soler and Vine by 13 points. Carlos Rodriguez lost a few seconds to Skjelmotor today, but he is still in the white jersey, leading Florian Lipovitz by 17 seconds. There is no rest for the wicked, and tomorrow the riders will cover 200 kilometres, the longest stage, with a long climb in the final. Join us for that on Saturday, and thanks for watching.